All right, back by myself. So let's talk some hockey. Let's talk Bruins hockey. I have had almost 24 hours to cope with it now, so I'm going to give you a mostly unbiased take. The Bruins got completely outplayed, outclassed by the Leafs. They do this thing, man. They do this thing where they go up, they perform well and start winning, and they don't start playing well again until they're down. So not even like when the Leafs like tied it up did we start looking good again. It was once Austin Matthews got on that breakaway and scored, we started looking good again. You're down now. We got to rely on you guys being good. So let's talk really quick. Swayman Olmark. What do I think? Rotate him. Yes, absolutely. If Olmark blew the bed, which by the way he didn't. If you're blaming Olmark on that loss, you do not know what you're talking about. You absolutely do not. That one save where he like caught it like back and then dove forwards with it. Brilliant. One of the best of his career, I think, hands down. Um, and then people are saying he choked in the third. He let in a breakaway goal. Okay? Any breakaway goal, 99% of the time, that's not on the goalie. Okay? If it's a breakaway, it's because the defense was crap. And in that case, McAvoy just let him go. Marchand and McAvoy were the ones who were supposed to be on that. Your top guys against their top guy. They just let him go by. It was unfortunate. Um, but yeah, other than that, Max Domi, I gotta stop, man. I said he was gonna have a good night. He opened the scoring for the Leafs after who was it? It was Geeky had a nice power play tally, and then at the end of the period we got Pavel fucking Zaka on a against the boards, a spinorama to Pasternak who pots it in. Finally got some pasta on the menu for the playoffs. Where is he? That's him right. That's me. Pasta on the menu. So we're up 2-1, then we disappear. It is all about not being able to get into the Leafs zone. It is all about giving up possession, being fine with them having possession, and just guarding the net. And that's you can't rely on Omar that hard. We've been outshot both of these games. And don't even get me started. We lost Andrew Peak on defense. I think we could have lost worse. No offense to Andrew Peak, we could have lost worse. He has been great on the PK. Um, but you know who else is great on the PK is Derek Forbert, very underrated on the PK. I don't think he'll be ready tomorrow. He's been playing at the P Bruins. I don't know why. They're saying he's not an option for tomorrow night, even though we went with the team. I don't know why he's not an option. We lost one of our PK defensemen. I think Forbert is our best PK defenseman, other than McAvoy, who's just a star all around. So get Forbert there, but they're not gonna. I don't know why. But yeah, no, and in terms of a personal level, I feel bad for Andrew Peak. He's been stuck in Columbus all this time. I'm not sure if he was there when we faced him in 2019. If he was, then short-lived playoff experience, and this one was also clearly short-lived for him. So feel bad for Peak, but it's next guy in mentality. We got Lowry, we got Wotherspoon, and we got Forbert. So that's how that is hopefully gonna go. In terms, Samsonov had a good game. And oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about even mentioning Tavares' goal. So Bertuzzi got a high stick goal. I called it right away. I'm like, that's a fucking high stick. And it came back, but on that same power play, because of course we let them on a power play with horrible Grizzly cross check. He shouldn't have done that. Um, Tavares puts it in. That was a nice goal from Tavares. I think there was a screen in front of Omar. There was no chance, honestly. And people who blame Omar, dude, dude, his save percentage was like .9, like 8, which isn't like crazy, but it isn't bad. So do not blame Omar for this loss. Come on. We were getting outshot, outplayed every single opportunity that we could. It was crazy. But let's talk about how dirty the Leafs are. Because if there's one thing I will be biased on, it's that these people are dirty and they don't deserve to win. Any other team, I kind of want the Bruins eliminated so I don't have to worry about watching, but I'm not allowing it for Toronto. Can't stand them. After we win game one, they try to steal our puck. Why? I figure most of the things the Leafs do that are dirty are to you know, help them win games, just like most teams. They just stole the puck. After you win a game, you take the puck and you pile them up till you get 16 because that's how many you need to win the Stanley Cup. They tried to take the puck. Why? Because they're petty. There was no reason for that. I'll tell you what there was reason for. Ryan Reeves holding Geeky, or you forget who it was, holding someone, keeping them on the ice. The ref blows the whistle because he's holding him, calls Reeves for the hold, and calls our guy for too many men. Now, if you want to talk, I suppose you could say that we shouldn't have done the line change, but he wasn't part of the play. He was getting penal. There was a penalty being. I don't know how to phrase it. Someone was doing a penalty to him. I don't know how to phrase it. Reeves was friggin' him, throwing him into the Toronto bench. So screw Reeves. I don't know how we can get away with that. Makes me mad. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Coyle got a penalty for being punched in the face. That's what Jack. No, Jack O'Durd says Coyle to the box for assaulting Lyubushkin's hands with his face. So, because I was like, Lyubushkin attacked him. And Coyle, I don't know, maybe he barked some bad words and the refs didn't like it. They sent them both to the box, even though Coyle didn't raise anything. And yeah, yes. I know Bertuzzi also went to the box for tripping Marchand, and yes, it was obviously very, very embellished from Marchand. Don't dish it if you can't take it. I know he was holding the wrong knee. Like Bertuzzi hit his like right knee, and Marchand went down holding his left knee. Like, it was yeah, good job, Marchand. But and then at the end of the game, when there was no chance for us to win, because like there was like zero time left, I forget who it was, maybe Domi or someone just blatantly like stuck their stick under McAvoy's skates, skating into the offensive zone, and the whistle blew. Like because the game was over, and they I think it was Edmondson. So welcome to the party. You're a Leaf, and you're immediately just dirty. Tripped him as he was coming in for no reason. So this dates back for a while with the Leafs. I can't stand their fans. I can't stand their team. Usually they play just sweep the leg style hockey, and I just don't like it. I know the Capitals used to play a lot like that. That's why I hated Garnett Hathaway before the Bruins got him. I hated that guy, and obviously Tom Wilson. We all Matt Rempe, nope. And it just feels like there's individuals around the league who do shit like that and are just dirty. And then for whatever reason in Toronto, they all gather and hold a bar mitzvah, and they just go around the league terrorizing people. And I hate it. And I think the Leafs are just I hate everything that's happened to them. They deserved, and I hope it happens again. But probably not because this will age like that. But yeah, as long as they don't win the Stanley Cup, I'm chilling. If they win the Stanley Cup, you won't see me again. Um, anyways, let's get into the next. Oh, actually, let's really quick. So the series side 1-1. I think both teams still have a chance to win this series. We just need the stars to show up. Nylander, we should have taken advantage of Nylander not being in the lineup. He's a he is the only, in my opinion, like solemnly proven playoff contributor for the Leafs. I feel like every year he does well, where Marner, Matthews, not every year do they do well in the playoffs. So Nylander will be a factor when he comes back in. Probably going to be soon because it was such a weird timing for the injury, unless they're trying to hide something. Head up to Toronto. I just want the Bruins to split the games in Toronto, win one of them, come back to the Garden with home ice. If we lose Game 3, win Game 4, man. Just win Game 4. All right. Moving on to Carolina and the Islanders. Wow. Wow. All around. Wow. All right. So let's start where it all started. Very, very physical game. Kyle McLean, I think that's how you say his name. This guy, I didn't even know who he was before, other than I saw him in the AHL, because I work for the AHL. He's inserting himself into the series. He scored a goal last game, and he opened up this game fighting Stefan Nason. Nason did ragdoll that son of a bitch to the ground. He freaking threw him. It was pretty cool. And then Kotkaniemi, who was a healthy scratch the last like 10 games for their regular season, popped the helmet off of Cal Clutterbuck So physicality wise, these guys are really getting to know each other, and it's pretty nice. Carolina does what Carolina does. Outshot the hell out of the opposition 7-0 at one point in the first, and then Palmieri gets it in because why not? And then who got the one after that? Oh, so Bo Horvat had a shorthanded breakaway. Freddie makes the save, and then about 5 minutes later, he gets a one timer in. I think it was a one. It was a slapper or a one timer. Um, and then that's how they ended the first period. And then at the start of the second, it was Anders Lee and close. So that's one area where Freddie really needs to work because the McLean goal in the first game was in close, the Palmieri goal was in close, and the Anders Lee goal was in close. He really needs to work on that. Can't control anything right in front of him. Obviously, it's a high danger area, but the fact that he's saved almost everything except for that one Bo Horvat shot, other than the things that are right, because he had it in his glove on that Palmieri goal, and Palmieri just stuffed it out. He needs to make sure Freddie needs to work on controlling pucks, with his glove. He's very good with his stick, but with his glove, he needs to work on just up close and up tight and personal, getting it down while it's in the blue paint. What else was I gonna say? Because all those three of those goals were gritty. I'm happy for Gigi Pajot. He got an assist on the Anders Lee goal. I think it was a pretty nice pass as well from the back corner boards, and like I said, Lee was just right there in front of the net to backhand that in. Do not let this fool you. This was Carolina's game. They were out shooting the living hell out of the Islanders. The end of the second period was just a shit show parade of shots from the Carolina Hurricanes. Only one of them got past Varlamov. By the way, I still think Varlamov's underrated. At the end of this game, it does not bode well for his underrated case, but I still think he's pretty underrated. Um, who got the first goal? Jarvis got the second. Aho got the third, and then I'm sorry, I gotta check. How do I not know who got the first goal? It's gonna be it was terrible. I don't gotta check. It's Teravainen. I forget who fed him. Oh, it was Gensel. Because Jarvis shot. And this is what I love about Gensel. You could tell that this man has playoff experience. Jarvis shot it. It went off of Varlamov's pad, and it goes right to Gensel. And instead of Gensel shooting it right at Varlamov off the rebound, which, he has a chance of scoring, he sees a wide open net on the right side and an open Teravainen. Playoff experience. So big in this situation for him and for Teravainen, who won it with the Blackhawks in 2015. So he passes it to Teravainen, open net, easy goal. And then in the third, pretty much the same crap happens. The Carolina's shooting the hell out of them. Nothing's going their way until Seth Jarvis slips one by. Jarvis on a new line with Stahl, I think. I think it's a Stahl line that they ended up throwing him on. And they bumped Svetch up to the Aho line, trying to get Svetch going because he's kind of been pretty quiet this series, despite only being 2 games so far. Or one when Rod made that choice. But he gets one, and then with 2:20 left in the game. Jeez. Talk about how fast a game can change. Who shoots it? Svetch shoots it. Rebound, Aho scores right in tight, right where Freddie would have let it in. 3-3, and it looks like it's going to overtime for about 9 seconds. Because 9 seconds later, Varlamov has no idea where the puck is. It is on the stick of Martinook behind the net, and he just has to reach around and pot it in. Very, very, very rough goal for Varlamov. They might be looking at Sorokin after that one. Honestly, it was a bad goal. But then what really gets me, man. I wanted the Islanders to win this game. I wanted it to be a close series. Obviously, no one really likes Islanders hockey. I don't really care. It's hockey to me. It is way more boring than, but I love hockey. What can I say? So I want to see a long series. Gensel gets the empty netter, and dude, Palmieri and Brock Nelson just attack him. What did you want him to do? Not score the goal? I don't get it. It's the same thing with Ridley Gregg and Morgan Riley. What the hell did you want him to do? Have you seen Patrick Stefan clip? He didn't get that empty netter, and look what happened. I don't get it. They take offense to a guy scoring a fucking goal. What's he? So Palmieri and Nelson get immediately ejected, and everyone's all going at it. And then there's like another sequence where Matt Martin, Bertuzzo, and who else? Who else was it? I have it written down. I was hoping I could memorize it though. Clutterbuck. He was the worst of them all. Dude, Clutterbuck just goes at someone with his stick. And then Nason, I think he ends up taking down Matt Martin the same way he took down McLean. It was just ridiculous, dude. It's like, I know you're frustrated that you just blew that lead, but you're gonna get you're risking suspension for this shit. You're attacking them like, I don't get it, man. They scored an empty net goal. Do better, dude. You guys were up 3-0. 3-0. You had a lead with 2 minutes left in the game. This is your fault. So sorry that they scored an empty netter to try to secure their win in the playoffs. Very important every single game. So Islanders can shove it for that. That pissed me off, and I don't dislike the Islanders, but Morgan Riley can suck it when he did that earlier in the season. So can they for that. Just attack Gensel, who, by the way, I really like Gensel. Nice guy. Why would they just go at him? I mean, I don't. Ridley Gregg kind of seems like, a kind of gritty player that you might not get along with. Hill doesn't get along with Gensel. He's a nice guy. Like, maybe the Capitals. Shit. Because, lit them up. But enough about that. Yeah, if the Islanders aren't winning that game, they ain't winning anything. I think they're getting swept. I really do. Unless Sorokin comes in and just has some stone cold game for game 3 on the island, I think it's all said and done for the New York Islanders. We will see. That is the exciting part. Maybe they will take 2 at home. Could happen. Happens a bit. So, yeah. All right, let's talk about Vegas and Dallas. I'm going to be just as frustrated here. Really am. And you all know why. You all know why. The first goal, everyone's like, oh, it was Mark Stone who scored the first goal. That's horrible. Let's talk about who got the assist on it. Noah Hannafin, who was brought in because of the LTIR money. Who got the third goal? Tomas Hertl, who was brought in because of the LTIR. Mark Stone would be there if it wasn't for the LTIR. Hertl would not be. Hannafin, that's arguable. I'm not going to go further into it because you guys already know. Everyone's talking about it. So let's talk about how the actual game went. Vegas looked nasty to begin the game. They got a really quick power play and scored on it. There was a later power play they also scored on. Hannafin had a primary assist on both of those goals. Dallas needs to work on the PK. It's I don't think the Vegas power play is that good, okay? I'm not saying it's bad, but they scored in the first 30 seconds on both of them. Not many power plays are that good. So it's more about the Dallas Stars needing to work on their PK. And when you got defense like with Ryan Suter and Miro Heiskanen, it should be easy. Speaking of Suter, I wish he had scored that. So he scored a goal. It was ruled offsides. Ryan Suter and Zach Parise are two people that I feel very strongly for because they were both in Minnesota for so long and then bought out. And I just felt so bad because they put so much heart into their careers with Minnesota, and just for it to end like that, I felt very, very bad for them. They're Parise's on the Avalanche and Suter is on the Stars. I'm glad they're both getting a chance to make a cup run. Maybe they'll meet up in the second round. That would be pretty cool. For I know a lot of people don't see it like that. That's how I see. I always see them as like a duo in terms of that happening to them. But let's talk about their actual first goal. Where actually, okay, the Marchessault scores. We got him back on the board. That's not the guy you want to let score, because now Marchessault remembers what it's like to score a playoff goal, and You do not want the Conn Smythe winner awake against you. You do not want that. However, let's talk about Wyatt Johnston. Wyatt Johnston, amazing pass to Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn scores. Ben was very noticeable in this game for being the veteran he is. I thought he might take a backseat on this one because the Dallas Stars got so much young talent, like arguably the most young talent in the league. I think a very clean argument for that. They do. And Jamie Benn, Tyler Sagan, Joe Pavelski. I think Pavelski is automatically going to contribute in the series. But I thought that Sagan and Benn might take like a backseat to the young guy parade. But Jamie Benn was everywhere during this game. Still a very impressive player. Sagan was invisible, but great goal by Ben. He could have shot that. He could have ripped it. He just let it slide right between his legs. He knew who he was dealing with. Logan Thompson. I don't think veteran goalies would have fallen for that, but Logan Thompson, he's probably expecting a veteran shot from a veteran player. So good goal by Jamie Benn. Good thought process. Let's see what we got here. Hurdle is a huge middle finger. Yeah. Ottinger. Let's talk about Ottinger. This whole year, dude, I don't know what's going on. He must be injured. He's got to be injured. Like, and who's their is their backup still Wedgwood? Who's their backup? I don't. It just goes to show how great the skaters for Dallas were this year that Ottinger is having this year. Ottinger's save percentage is below 9. It is below .9 in the regular season, and obviously last night it was quite terrible. He had a couple great saves at the end, but I mean, you got to have the ones in the beginning as well. They got 3 goals on you in the first period. You were supposed to be an up and coming top 5 goalie. Don't know what's going on, Ottinger. Hopefully you can work it out because I would like to see the Dallas Stars make a run, especially just beat Vegas. But Ottinger does not look good. Who did look good was Robertson. Great goal from Robertson. Kind of the same thing that Ben did, where he went for a less complicated goal and scored. So good for him. I think Robertson is an extreme X factor in this series. I think you're going to get a lot out of the current really hot guy, who's Wyatt Johnston. You're going to get a lot out of Pavelski and your top defenseman Heiskanen. And then you got your depth, which is like Stankoven and Rope hints and stuff like that. But I feel like Robertson is that line between star and depth. And that's just so interesting to me. So I think Robertson's gonna have to go from depth to star because he could be either, right? He could have 3 goals in the series, he could have 7 goals in the series. I think the Stars are going to need him to be that 7-goal guy if they want to beat the Knights, because this is a tough matchup. And if they make the second round against the Avalanche, he's going to need to be even better. So getting Robertson on the board was very, very important for the Stars. Um, yeah, Ottinger needs to save that McNabb. The Vegas defense looked pretty okay. I don't think there was too much noticeable other than the fact that Dallas was screwing themselves. They were just going through the motions, I feel. Pietrangelo was definitely the best defenseman in my opinion. He looked really good. Theodore also was pretty noticeable. Dallas just couldn't get it into their zone in the third. They were trying to get in there just to score a goal. Once they did get in there, finally they did end up scoring one. So that was obviously huge, but Dallas defended the blue line well. And I'm sorry, Vegas defended the blue line well. And that was all headed by Pietrangelo, who obviously has won two Stanley Cups and was a large part of both of them. And in my opinion, especially the first cup, maybe because I was watching intently because it was the Bruins. But yeah, I think Pietrangelo had a fantastic game. And then the Mason Marchment goal. Let's talk about that real quick. That was a weak one from I'm sorry, Logan Thompson. That was a weak one. So if I was the coach for the Stars, I'm not exactly sure who it is. I don't pay attention to coaches that much. Shoot everything at this guy, right? For game 2, just open fire on him. If you want to get creative for a shot or two, go for it. But we need to test this guy. We need to see if he's really susceptible to these shots or if that Marchment goal was a fluke. So I'm taking quantity over quality for game 2 in terms of shots if I was the Stars, and that's how I think I'm gonna win my game. I'm hoping that's what they go for, and I think if they go for that, they will win game 2. I still have a lot of confidence in the Stars to do something this series. They didn't get obliterated. Um, and the last thing I need to say, I'm just going to double back to the Mark Stone thing. He was second on ice time in terms of the forwards in that game, and he was on the PK. You don't do that right when you come back from injury. I'm sorry, you do not. So, that's where I'm going to leave that. And there's really not too much to discuss about the Oilers Kings. I did predict this being a sweep. It looks pretty accurate right now. The one thing that I think is the biggest takeaway from this game is that whatever team wins this is not getting to the Western Conference Final. Neither team has the goaltending for it. It did take the Kings 19 shots, I think, to finally score on Stuart Skinner, but the gates opened, and there are goalies like that out there in the league, and the LA Kings don't have the world's best offense, right? They do have some vets like Kopitar and obviously Doughty, who's not on offense, but what was I gonna? No, I'm thinking. I forget who I'm thinking. Is it no? No, do they still have to know? I don't know. Um, but there's another veteran I'm thinking of, Arvidsson. And then you got I think their best youngish goal scorer would be Kempe. I'm not sure how young he is, but I know he's not that old. At least I'm pretty sure he's not that old. But yeah, if the Oilers win, who are they meeting up with? The Canucks. They're gonna get goals past Skinner before the Kings would. So I just think this confirms that the goaltending is weak, unless Demko, which by the way, we just found out Demko's hurt, which is horrible. I hate that for the Canucks. I want the Canucks to win. Unless Demko isn't back, the goalie tandem will always be against whatever team wins the series. And I just don't see either of these teams making a run because of the goaltending situation, which I hate for McDavid. I would love to see McDavid finally get one, man. I really, really would. But I don't know. They really did not answer that goaltending question. They tried, dude. They tried by getting Campbell, and then Campbell ended up being a piece of shit. and look who the Kings are using. Look who the Kings are using. Their old buddy Cam Talbot. And he led in 7. Six. He led in 6. But yeah, the goaltending is atrocious. Let's talk about Zach Hyman, hat trick, nice. So the tip merchant. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad it transferred for him. I'm glad it transferred from regular season to playoffs. It doesn't happen for everyone. Look at Austin Matthews the last few years. Hopefully this year too. But yep, Hyman was putting up McDavid 5 assists. Jesus H Christ! Do you guys remember when Leon Draisaitl had the most points in the playoffs last year? Go like about halfway through the finals. This Oilers team's offense, or at least the top guys, unbelievable. They just need some more depth, which is hard to get when you're paying guys like McDavid and Draisaitl. I get it. Something really interesting is Evan Bouchard was the only defenseman last night who had points for them, and he had 4. So that's rather interesting that Bouchard was that effective. And he was the defenseman whose name I forgot if you watched that video. I was thinking of Evan Bouchard as their star defenseman. Darnell Nurse looked like shit, per usual. The goal went right off him, one of them. I forget who. There was one nasty move that McDavid did around Mikey Anderson, like a spin around, like hit left trigger on the old Xbox remote, just spin around unscored. I just I can't believe how little faith the Kings have in David Riddick. How did they not pull Talbot? How the hell was Talbot not pulled in that game when you have David Riddick beneath him? I mean, he's not someone you go brag home about, but he's not a nobody backup. Like, I don't even know who the Stars backup is, so I get why you don't pull Ottinger. But you got David Riddick, and below David Riddick, you got Phoenix Copley. Look, if I know your name in terms of backup goalies, that means that you have at least some relevance. And I would, if your starter's having a bad game, pull him. But it was very cool to see Adam Henrique score. He has not scored in, I think it was like 4,400 something days, and that is the longest gap in NHL history. Because I think it was 2012 with the with the Devils. He scored his last goal because he played a couple games with the Ducks in the playoffs. They made it one year when he was there, but he didn't score. Um, so yeah. One more thing is another overturned goal in this game against or it would have been scored by Trevor Lewis. It went off his glove, and it was right in the middle of them breaking the seam on Skinner. So once they scored one on Skinner, Skinner was just Swiss cheese. I think I already said that. And there was a goal that was overturned because it was off of his glove. And damn, they could have won that game if that hadn't happened. I still think it's gonna be a clean sweep because I don't think Talbot or any of the defensemen slowing down. Because you got Drew Doughty on your defense and they're still putting up 7. Like I don't think the Kings have anything going on for them. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about that match. So yeah, that is our review for yesterday's playoffs. I am going to make this ending really short because today's playoffs are only a few minutes away. I really cut this one close. But yeah, I hopefully will be back tomorrow with more reviews. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you then.